Hey guys, and welcome to the Tank Destroyer results announcements. I actually didn't receive as many Tank Destroyer replays as I had hoped, but there were still some gems inside the ones that were posted, so let's get to it. And the first honorable mention is Wayneman247 in his ISU 152 or 152. And he does a great job of defending his half of the map. First you saw him hit a E100 for 820 damage, he then finishes off a Ferdinand, and then he sees, after chasing a M6 and a AMX 50 120, he noticed this E50 hiding behind him and he goes for it. So yeah, that's the situation right now. But then he displays a lot of patience, because the E50 is just trying to lure him to shoot, and he doesn't. Instead, he decides to press T so his teammates know where to help him, and after they helped him, he decides to go out and help them. So he shoots the T29. And then he turns around and helps the IS-4 with the AMX 50 120. Then he turns around again and shoots the IS-8 straight past the chimney of the house. That's a pretty good shot. And then he has one AP shell left and he is waiting to shoot the IS-4 with it. He gets a shell to the face and he has the realistic bounce turned on, so his aim was off, but he sees the IS-4 push forward and decides to take the shot, so that helped him. He then bounces a gold shell on an KV-3 and dies. So good match and a great honorable mention. Let's move on to the second place honorable mention, and that place goes to Gold97. In his object, he holds the line together with the Yak Tiger and a Su 100. First he hits an AMX 50 120, then an IS-4. It was back when it was tier 9. Then the AMX 50 120 decides to go and get stuck on the edge. And then he decides to punish a IS for peeking out. The IS comes back and he gets another punishment. Then a Type 59 is behind him and he has to turn because the Type can penetrate from behind. Sorry, I just yawned. Then an IS-4 pushes, no, it's the E75, pushes from behind, and he has to turn once more. Gets tracked, but he uses his repair kit wisely enough to turn and kill the E75. Then the IS-4 pushes too, but he misfires and is killed as well. Then the base is getting attacked by a T30, and he hits him from a great distance, right in the face, and he reloads and he finishes him off. It's now the object 704, and an IS-3 left against. Yeah, he decides to go to the back of the base and wait for them to come and cap, but they only come from one direction, and that's the house A. And he gets that one taken care of, and while he's pushing towards the enemy base to find the RD has flanked him and is now capping. So he had to go all the way back and find the artillery capping behind a corpse. Not very well hidden, but that's how it goes, and that's how we won. Another great honorable mention, and we move straight along to the number one honorable mention, and it comes from Spiros. I think that's how it's pronounced, and he is in his T25 AT, and he is doing an amazing job at flanking in the middle of the battle. helping out his teammates. He's going north, as you can see, a thing I never do myself because I think the town is a little bit more important. But Sparus decides to push across this hill right in the middle of the battle. He tanks a T-30 shell straight into the gun, no damage, and then he gets to shoot the T-30 3 times because of the long reload on the T-30, and he takes out one of the most important tanks on the enemy team. So great job, Sparus. He then continues to shoot at a KV-4 in the side. The KV-4 turned and he bounced, but then the KV-4 turned back and he got him straight in the side. He then goes and helps against the T-34, which is fighting against our, or Sparus' biggest allies, and he helps them a lot by shooting the T-34 constantly in the side and the back. There's a bit of lag, I believe, since he waits for so long and then simply fires into nothingness, and then decides to shoot him in the butt. I believe he gets the kill. And he does. Well-deserved kill for a man flanking as one of the smallest tanks on his team. And he also gets the kill on the Geschützwagen Panther. So, also a great honorable mention. But let's move on to the winner of the Tank Destroyer Replay Contest. And the winner is Bulbasaur. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that not correctly, but Bulbasaur, awesome name if that's how it's pronounced. First off, he takes care of 3 small tanks and then moves on to take out a KV. And after he has finished off the KV with this awesome cannon, he moves onward towards the Tiger II. See that damage and that reload time is just amazing, and the Tiger II gets a second chance. Happens a lot these days, I think. The enemy is... It looked like the enemy was pushing on the left side of the map, that's why he went back to defend. The rest of his team got slaughtered, but he did go back to try and save the left side, because he was so slow he could either go forward or backwards. So he decided to go back and save the base, because it did look like it was being attacked. And then he simply slaughters the opposition. The enemies are no match for his gun and his armor, and yeah, you saw the Type 59s, they just got massacred, and the IS-3 also gets massacred. But this is where he wins. He is told that the Su-85 is stuck here somewhere at the map, but he tries and tries, and in the last dying seconds of the match he hits him without even seeing him. And that, for saving the match, being alone against, I don't know what it was, 6 tanks, and then hitting the hidden enemy stuck on the map somewhere, that is certainly a winner. So that's why he won. And I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed watching these videos and replays, and I'm definitely going to have a contest like this in the future.